Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some New York Yankees 1961 baseball on here for you today. We got the Yankees traveling to Kansas City to take on the A's. And let's get to the starting lineup for the visiting New York Yankees. Leading off playing second is Bobby Richardson. Batting second playing shortstop is Tony Kubek. Batting third playing right field is Roger Maris. Batting fourth playing center field is Mickey Mantle. Batting fifth, playing first base is Bill Skowron. Batting sixth, doing the catching is Elston Howard. Batting seventh, playing left field is Bob Serve. Batting eighth, playing third base is Clint Boyer. And batting ninth and doing the pitching is Bill Stafford. Let's take a look at the hometown Kansas City A's. We got leading off playing shortstop Dick Hauser. Batting second, playing third, Reno Bertrell. Batting third, playing center field, Gene Stevens. Batting fourth, playing first base, Norv Sebring. Batting fifth, playing right field, Wes Covington. Batting sixth, playing second base, Jerry Lumpy. Batting seventh, playing left field is Darren Johnson. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Joe Pignatano. And on the mound, doing the pitching for the Kansas City A's is Joe Knuckle. Let's get down to the field here, folks. Get this game started.
Joe NUXHALL.
Just give me a second here, folks. Forgot to put the record and all on here. Do that now. Forgot to do that in the comments here. How's it going, Tim? Give me 1 second here. Alrighty, folks. Now we're ready for first pitch to Bobby Richardson. Here's the pitch. And he drives that ball in the right field, folks, for a base hit. Lead off single. Bobby brings up Tony Kubek now. Tony hasn't started in a few days here. Let's see if the rest works out for him. And here's the pitch to Tony with Bobby down at first. That's a fly ball in the center field. 1 out. Brings up the M&M boys now. First one's Roger Maris with Bobby down at first. And that's going to be a base hit in center field. Bobby will stop at second with 1 out. So we got first and second for Mick with only 1 out. See if he can drive in Maris and Richardson here. Here's the pitch to Mick. And that's going to be a base hit over short. And Bobby's going to score Rogers going to stop at second. And just like that, Yankees got a 1-0 lead here in the first. Brings up the Moose, Bill Skyer now. And we didn't bring Bobby in to score. Redo this here. Alrighty, that'll get Bobby in the score and brings up Moose. Here's the pitch to Scouring. And that ball is popped up in the foul territory. And Pigantano's got it for out number 2. And that'll bring up Elston Hare now with 2 outs. Maris on at second. Mick down at first. And he gets a hold of this ball, folks. He drives that ball in the left field. And that's going to score Maris. And Mick's going to end up down at third. So the Yankees are up by 2 now. And we got first and third and 2 outs for Mr. Bob Serve. Can Bob keep this inning going, folks, with a 2-out base hit? He drives that ball in the center field, but Stevens has got it, and that's out number 3. But the Yankees scored 2. We head to the bottom of the first. Yankees 2, A's coming to bat. And we got Dick Hauser, followed by Beltro and Stevens due up here for the A's. Here's the pitch to Hauser. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. Just like the Yankees, they get the leadoff batter on. That brings up Reno now with Hauser down at first. Nobody out. And that's going to be an infield hit. Beats that ball into the ground. And just like that, it's first and second. Nobody out for the A's. Yankees looking to turn 2 here. Gene Stevens is up. And that's going to be 2 balls, no strikes on him. Can he take advantage of this hitter's count? And the answer is no, but that's a fly ball to center field. Is that deep enough to get the runner over? No, it's not. Mick gets the ball in. Out number 1. And that'll bring up Sebring up now. With first and second and 1 out now. Let's see what Norman does here. And that's just what the doctor ordered. If you're a Yankees fan, that's hit down to Quebec at short. He fires over to Bobby Richardson, who throws over to Scouring. That's your 6-4-3 inning double play, folks. So we go to the top of the second. It's Yankees 2, A's nothing. We got Boyer, Stafford, and Richardson due up here for the Yanks. And here's the pitch to Bobby. And that's swung on and missed. Serve. Boyer goes down swinging. Sorry about that. Sure, I got the wrong batter up. Boyer goes down swinging. Brings up Stafford. Here's the pitch to Bill. And that's popped up behind home plate. Pigantano's got that for out number 2. And that brings up the top of the order and Bobby Richardson, who singled and scored in the first. And he drives that ball into center field. 1, 2, 3 goes the Yanks in the second. Yankees 2, A's nothing. That'll bring up Lumpy, Covington, and Johnson for the A's here in the second. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Mick's got it. 1 out. ID. I know, that was a tough loss, wasn't it? Sure. That brings up West Covington, his third team on the year now. I'm sorry, Lumpy's up now. Sure, we'll get this stuff straightened in a minute here. And that's going to be another fly ball in the center field. Mick's busy all of a sudden. We want to pick on somebody else. And that brings up West Covington now. And here's the pitch. And that ball is connected with Johnson's going to drive this ball into the gap in right field. And that ball is back. And Johnson just hit a home run, folks, and didn't tie this game, cut this lead in half. How about that? It's Yankees 2, A's 1 with that Johnson home run. Brings up Pignatano now. Let's see what he can do. And Joe hits that ball down the second, and Richardson not very slick with it. He fumbles and bumbles, and that's an E4, folks. And at the very worst, that gets the pitcher out of the way here in the second. Here comes Joe. Let's see what he can do here. And he hits that ball down to Quebec. Quebec will go to short way over to second. And that'll end the inning. But the A's score 1 on the Johnson home run. It's Yankees 2, A's 1. We go to the top of the third. Quebec, Maris, and Mann will do up. Here's the pitch to Tony. Tony is 0 for 1 today. Not any longer, folks, as he hits that ball in the center field. He's going to get on base for the M&M boys. Here comes Roger up now, with Quebec down at first. Roger's 1 for 1. He scored in the first. Let's see what he can do here. And that ball is back, and he hits out over that left field wall out there. Municipal Stadium, and Roger Maris with a 2-run homer and extends this lead to 4-1, folks. That is Roger's 25th home run on the year. That brings up to Mick. As he was walking by, he said that was a curveball that didn't curve. Here's the pitch to Mick. And Mick fouls that ball off. That'll be strike 1. And he gets a hold of it this time and drives that ball down the second. But Lumpy's there, makes the play. And that's the first out here in the third. That'll bring up the Moose, Scouring. He's 0 for 1. Popped up to second his first time up. Popped up to catcher, rather, his first time up. And that ball is hit down the third. And Reno throws that ball in the dirt, folks. That's an E5, and Scouring's aboard now. See if the Yankees can take advantage of this extra out. Here comes Mr. Elston Howard up now. He's 1 for 1 and scored in the first. And that ball is swung on and missed, strike 3. Alrighty, sorry about that, folks. Just got a message. That brings up Mr. Serve up now with 2 down and Scouring on at first. And that is fly ball in the right field. West Covington's got it for the out. But the Yankees scored 2 more on Roger Maris's home run. Okay, ID. Yeah, poor A's. They're not having a very good year. ID wants a sweep just to get them out from being 20 games back. So we'll go to the bottom of the third now. We got the top of the order due up here for the A's. We got Hauser, Bertro, and Stevens. Let's see what happens here in the third. And that ball is hit down the short, or second rather. Bobby Richardson's got it, fires over the first, one out. Brings up Reno now. Here's the pitch to Reno. And that is swung on and missed, strike three. Quick outs here in the third. Brings up Gene. And Gene swings and misses. And all of a sudden, Bill's firing. And what made you think of Linda Ronstadt? Because that was some blue bayous there, folks. We go to the top of the fourth. It's Yankees 4, A's 1. We got the bottom part of the order due up here for the Yanks. Boyer, Stafford, and Richardson. Here's the pitch to Boyer. He's 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. And he hits that ball down the Reno. He fires over the first, and that's one out. Brings up Bill Stafford now. Bill's hitting a $143 on the year. He popped up to the catcher's first time up. Not this time, folks. He gets a hold of this ball off of Joe. And he drives out into the gap in right field. Covington races over and gets it as it bounces off the wall. And Bill's in there with a stand-up double. Like you say, DH, we don't need no stinking DH. That brings up Bobby Richardson now with Bill down at first. Bobby's 1 for 2, hitting .234 on the year with 1 home run and 19 RBIs. Let's see if he can drive him in from second. And that is a fly ball in the right field. Is that going to be deep enough to get Bill over to third? Yes, it is. He tags up, heads down to third with 2 outs now. Tony Q back. And here's Tony now. Tony is, excuse me, 1 for 2. He scored. See if he can get an RBI here, folks. No, he hits that ball down the third. And Reno fires over to first. So the Yankees leave 1. We go to the bottom of the fourth. New York Yankees 4. Kansas City A's 1. We got Sebring, Covington, and Lumpy due up here for the A's. Here's the pitch to Norman. And that ball is hit down the Boyer. He picks it up, fires over the Moose. 1 out. Here's Wes Covington now. West is 0 for 1. He flew out to Mick his first time up. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Stafford starting to deal, folks. That's his 3rd strikeout out of 4 batters. Here's Jerry Lumpy now. And that ball is hit in the center field. Mick's got it. 1, 2, 3 goes the A's. We move to the 5th. It's still a 3-run game. Yankees up 4-1. We got the heart of the lineup due up. Maris, Mano, and Skowron here in the 5th. And they walk Maris. He trots on down the first. Didn't want to see another home run. I don't know how smart that is, though, to be pitching the Mick with Roger down at first. See if Mick makes him pay for it, folks. Mick is 1 for 2 with an RBI. He hits that ball down the third. Reno's only play is going to be over to first, so Maris will motor on down the second with 1 out now for Moose. Skowron's 0 for 2. He's popped up to the catcher and reached on an error. And that's ball 4 to the Moose. And that'll get some bullpen action going. But I like for Joe to get out of this inning. He's due up third. We got first and second now for Elston Howard with 1 out. A's are looking to turn 2. Here's the pitch to Howard. And that ball is hit down to short. Not fast enough to get to, but they will get Moose out at second. So it'll be first and third for Bob Serve now. See if Bob can get a hit here. Bob's 0 for 2. He's hitting .286 with 4 home runs and 11 RBIs. And that ball is back, going over the left field fence, folks. Home run, Bob Serve. And that just busted this game open, folks. It's now 7-1 New York. Sure. Bob serves it up. Now we go to Clint Boyer. He's 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out the third. And he gets a base hit in the left field. And that'll bring up Bill Stafford, and this will definitely be the last batter for Joe, one way or the other. Boyer down at first, 2 outs. Bill is 1 for 2. He did get a double his second time up, and he popped up to the catcher. ID's booing. And that's going to be a ball hit in the right field. Covington's got it. And that'll end the inning, but the Yankees score 3 on the Bob Serve home run. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 7-1 Yankees. We got Johnson, Pignatano, and a pitch hitter for Joe. Here's the pitch to Johnson. He's 1 for 1 with that home run, folks. The only run of the game for the A's. And he hits that ball in a deep right field. Back goes Maris at the track and makes the catch. 1 down. That brings up Pignatano now. Joe's 0 for 1. He reached on an error, and that's it. And this ball was well hit by Pignatano. And that ball is driven deep in the right field, folks. Home run, Joe Pignatano. Jeez, Pete's. Bottom part of the order is doing some damage here for the A's. A pitch hitter here for Joe. He's going to come out and pitch hit. One out. They're going to have Jim Rivera come out and pitch hit. There's Jim. All righty. Rivera is hitting 600 on the year, folks. Sure. Here we go with the pitch to him. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. And Rivera works himself into a walk here with 1 out. Brings up Dick Hauser now with Jim down at first. And here's the pitch to Dick Hauser. And that's going to be swung on and missed. Hauser strikes out, folks. That's 2 outs now in the 5th for Reno now. See if he can keep this inning going for the A's here. No, he hits that ball down the short. Quebec will Underhand toss that ball to Bobby at second, and that'll end the inning. The A's do score one on the Pignatano home run and make it a 7-2 ball game. Yankees up as we go to the sixth. We got the top of the order due up here for the Yanks. Richardson, Quebec, and Maris. And we need a new pitcher here for the A's, and we might bring in the ex-Yankee, see what he can do against his former mates. Bring in Art here, who was just recently traded to the A's. Yeah, that's who we're going to bring in. Let's bring in Art to pitch. He knows these Yankees. Let's see if he can get through the heart of this lineup, the top part of it. And here's the pitch to Bobby. And he pops this up behind home plate. Pignatano got the beat on it. And that's out number one here in the sixth. That'll bring up Tony Quebec now. Tony is 1 for 3 and scored. He's hitting .305 on the year, folks, with 4 home runs and 27 RBIs. And that's going to be hit back to the pitcher. And Art gives the Yankees a gift. That's an E1, folks. And that puts Tony on now for the M&M boys. Here's Roger. Roger's 2 for 2. He's walked, hit a home run, has 2 RBIs on the game, folks. And that ball is hit into the ground. That's a Baltimore chop. Roger racing on down the first. He's going to be safe with an infield hit, folks. Now we got first and second for the Mick. See what happens here. Mick's 1 for 3 with an RBI. Here's the pitch to Mick. And he hits that ball down the Hauser. He's going to throw over to Lumpy to get 1 out, but they're not going to be able to turn 2. Quebec will end up down at third. Mick will be on at first for the Moose. With 2 outs now. Scowron's 0 for 2 with a walk. Let's see if he can get off the snod and get into the hits. And he drives that ball into center field. Gene Stevens goes back to his right, makes the catch. And the Yankees strand 2. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 7-2 Yankees. And Gene had just caught that last out. It's due up first, followed by Sebring and Covington. And Gene is 0 for 2 today. He's flown out the center and struck out. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field, just out of the reach of Tony Quebec. So the A's get the lead runner on, folks. That brings up Norm Sebring. And he's 0 for 2. He's grounded out the short and the third. And he hits that ball in the center field. Mick had him played perfectly, and that's out number 1. That brings up Wes Covington now, folks. He's 0 for 2. He's flown out the center and struck out. We got 1 down with Gene down at first. And that ball is hit in the center field. They're giving Mick a workout today. He's running all over the place, but he's been up to the task. That's 2 outs now. That brings up Lumpy. He was 0 for 2, flown out the center both times up. And that ball is swung on and missed, strike 3. He gets Lumpy, and that ends the inning. They leave Gene down at first with that leadoff single, folks. We go to the 7th inning. We got the bottom part of the order due up here. Howard serving Boyer. Howard's 1 for 3 with an RBI. And that's going to be ball 1. 1-0 count to Howard. And he takes advantage of that, folks, and drives that ball into right field for a base hit. So the Yanks get the leadoff runner on. Brings up Bob Serve, who had a 3-run homer earlier. And he is smoking hot today, folks. He drives that ball over the first base line for a double. Howard's going to stop down there at third. Bob Serve, 2 for 4 with a homer and a double. We got second and third now with nobody out. The A's will have to bring the infield in. Here's Clint Boyer up here now. He's 1 for 3. Can he get an RBI here? And that's a swing and a miss. That's a big strikeout by Art. 1 down. That brings up Bill Stafford. Bill's 1 for 3 with a double. Let's see if he can get another hit here. Hayes will keep the infield in. And that's going to be a single through the infield, folks. And Howard will score. Bob will stop it. Third, we got first and third. Only 1 out. Like I say, we don't need no stinking DH. Bill's proven that fact. 2 for 4 with an RBI. That brings up Bobby Richardson. Bob Serve down at third. Bill Stafford at first. 1 out. And Bobby's not a good guy for a double play, so the A's are going to keep the infield in. And that ball is hit in the center field. Is that deep enough to score, Bob? Yes, it is. That's a sacrifice fly for Bobby. And that makes it a 9-2 game, folks. Tony Quebec up and Bill down at first. Here's the pitch to Quebec. He's 1 for 4. And make that 2 for 5 as he drives that ball in the center field. And Bill's going to motor on down the third with 2 outs. The hit parade just keeps on coming. That brings up to one of the M&M boys. Brings up Roger. Roger's having a hell of a game, folks. He's 3 for 3. He's walked and hit a home run here. Can he keep this perfect game up? No, he hits that ball in the right field, but Covington's got it. Makes the catch. We're out number 3. The Yankees scored 2 more, make it a 9-2 ball game as we go to the 7th inning stretch. We got Johnson, Pignatano, and a pitch hitter for Art. Here's Johnson, 1 for 2 with that home run. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. And he gets a hold of this 0-1 count, folks. And he drives that ball down the left field line. Serves going after it. Having a little bit of trouble out there. And Johnson's a brown-eyed, handsome man. He's got himself a triple, folks. How about that? That brings up Pignatano now with a runner on at third and nobody out. Joe's 1 for 2 with a home run. Yankees will play the infield back with a 9-2 lead. And Quebec's going to try to come home with it. He fires it in there. And Howard muffs that ball. Lets it go by him. And that's an E2. And everybody's safe, folks. Everybody's safe. A's score 1. Now we got Pignatano down at first and nobody out. And let's see here. We'll bring up Blue Klukman. See what Big Clue can do against Bill. Here's Lou. Hi, Thomas. So here's the pitch to Lou. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field, I believe. Let's check this out here. Now it's a ground ball down the third. Boyer's got it. He's going to fire over to first. So Pignatano is going to end up down at second with one out. For Dick Hauser now. Hauser's 1 for 3. He's grounded out the second and struck out. And that ball is hit in the center field. Mick's got that one all the way. And they're going to hold Joe up with that ball not being hit that deep. We got 2 outs now. Pignatano down at second for Reno. Here's the pitch to Beltre. And that's going to be a runner out stealing third. He ain't going to try to steal third with a 9-3 deficit. So that's strike 1 on Reno. And that ball is hit in the left field. Boyer's got it. And that'll be the final out. The A's do score 1. We go to the top of the 8th. It's New York Yankees 9, and the Kansas City A's 3. We need a new pitcher here for the A's. Got a bunch of righties coming up. Mick switch hitter here, so we'll bring on Jerry Walker here to pitch. Say he'll be facing Mantle, Skowron, and Howard here in the 8th. And here's the pitch to Mick. Mick's 1 for 4 with an RBI. And that is ball 4. Mick takes his base. Walker coming in and walking people. Sure. Here comes a Moose. Moose is 1 for 4 today. I'm sorry, Moose is 0 for 3 with a walk. And that ball is hit down the short. And Hauser's only play is going to be the first. And Mick will end up down at second with 1 out. For Elston Howard. Howard's 2 for 4 with an RBI. Can he get another one here, folks? And that's going to be a single in the right field, and Mick is going to motor on home to score. And it's a 10-3 ball game, folks. Howard down at first now for Bob Serve. Only 1 out here in the 8th. Bob's having a good game, 2 for 4, a double and a home run. And let's add a single to that, folks. And Howard will stop down there at second. Ball hit in the left field. Bob's just a triple away for the cycle. We got first and second now for Boyer. He's 1 for 4 on the day. He struck out, grounded out the third. Got that single and struck out his last time up. And that ball is hit down the... That ball ain't hit nowhere. I'm sorry. Walker walks him with that W. And here comes the man, Bill Stafford, pitching a heck of a game and doing it at the bat, folks. Base is juice now for the pitcher. He's 2 for 4 with an RBI. Let's see what he does here. Can he help his own cause? He sure does. He gets a hold of this ball, folks. Bill Stafford's having himself a game, man. That ball is hit in the right field. And they'll go station to station here. So how about that? Stafford with another RBI single. The bases are still loaded. A's are playing back, looking for the double play net with 11-3 deficit. And that ball's hit back to Walker. He's going to come home with it and get served for out number 2. And I'll bring up Tony Q back now with the bases still juiced. And that ball is hit in the right field. Covington's got it for out number 3. But the Yankees score 2 more and make this an 11-3 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 8th. We got Stevens, Sebring, and Covington due up here in the 8th. And here's the pitch to Gene. Gene's 1 for 3. He walks this time up. What you want to do if you're a Yankee fan here is walk people, make them earn it. Here's the pitch to Norman, looking for the double play. That's not going to happen on this batter. He gets a hold of this one, folks. He drives that ball into the gap, and Stevens is going to score from first. Maris gets the ball in, and it's an 11-4 ball game. Nobody out, and now Norm down at second. And here comes Covington up to bat now. And that's going to be the ball's going to be hit down the second, and Sebring takes off. And Bobby's going to try to get him out at third. And he does. How about that? I don't know what Norman was thinking. He took off. That ball wasn't type of ball you should be doing that with. That ball was driven down there to second. Bobby got it quick, fired over the board. He put the tag on him. So we got 1 out now with Covington down at first for Lumpy. Lumpy is 0 for 3. And that is going to be a pop up in the infield. Boyer says he's got it. That's out number 2. That brings up Darren Johnson. He is 2 for 3 with a triple and a home run, folks. And that ball is hit in the left field. Bob Serves got it. And that'll win the inning. The A's do score 1. We go to the top of the 9th. It's 11-4 ball game. We got Maris, Mano, and Scowen due up here in the 9th. Here's the pitch to Roger. And that's a ball 4 to Roger. And they went out to talk to Walker. He says he's all right. They're going to get some bullpen action up. Here's Mick now with Roger down at first and no outs. And that ball is hit in the left field. Johnson's got it. That's out number 1 here in the 9th. Brings up Bill Scowen. Bill is 0 for 1. Might be the only Yankee without a hit. Not anymore, he says. Thanks for that. He says that's a drive in the right field. Maris is going to motor down the third. We got first and third now with 1 out. And that'll bring up Howard. Howard's 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs on the day, folks. And that ball was hit down the short. And he'll fire over to Lumpy. He's going to fire over to Sebring, but not in enough time to get Howard. So Maris will score on the play, make it 12-4. Serves up now with Howard down at first. And here's the pitch to Bob, having a heck of a game, folks. 3 for 5, a home run and a double and a single. All he needs is the triple. Not going to get the triple, though, folks, but he is going to get a base hit in the center field. Howard will stop down at second. Station the station ball with a big lead like this. Brings up Boyer. First and second, 2 outs. Clint's 1 for 4 with a walk. And that ball is hit down to short. We'll go to short way to second to end the inning. Yanks score 1 more, make it 12-4. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Will we see some 9th inning miracles? Not going to say magic. You got Pignatana, a pitch hitter for Walker, and Hauser due up here in the 9th. Here's the pitch to Jim. And that ball is hit down the cue back. Back up the middle he goes, gets the ball, fires it over the Moose, 1 out. And he's going to pitch hit here for Walker. Wayne Casey's going to come up here to pitch hit. And here's the pitch to Casey. And that ball is hit down to Clint Boyer at third, near the line. He picks it, fires over to Scourin, and that's 2 outs here, folks. That brings up Dick Hauser now. Last chance for the A's. Dick's 1 for 4. He singled in the first, grounded out, struck out, and flew out the center. And that ball is hit in the right field. Maris camps under it, hits his glove, puts it up, and that is out number 3. The Yankees win big, folks. See what the star is. Yankees scored 12 runs, folks, and still left 14 runners on base. Ain't that crazy? Sure. Yankees 12 runs on 19 hits and 2 errors. The A's 4 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors. Roger Maris had himself a game, folks. He was 3 for 4 with that home run. Bob Cerv had a home run and a double. But I still say the man of the hour was Bill Stafford. 3 for 5 batting. And went 9 innings, gave up 7 hits, 4 runs, only 3 of them earned. Walked 2, struck out 5. Sure. Their solo home runs. That was about it for the A's. Old Joe pitched 5 innings, gave up 9 hits, 7 runs, walked 2, struck out 2, and gave up them 2 big home runs. Art came in, pitched 2 innings, 5 hit ball, gave up 2 runs, and struck out 1. And Walker came in and pitched 2 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, and walked 3, folks. Let's do some fast play here in the American League. We got the Cleveland Indians traveling to Chicago, Tim, to take on the White Sox. And Indians 6 runs on 9 hits and an error, but the White Sox 9 runs on 7 hits and an error. Now you got the Boston Red Sox traveling out to L.A. You go to L.A. Wrigley to take on the Angels. And the Red Sox lose a close one. The Red Sox 6 runs on 7 hits and an error. The Angels 7 runs on 10 hits and an error. Now we got the Baltimore Orioles traveling up to Minnesota to take on the Twins. And the Orioles win on a shutout. 4 runs on 12 hits and an error. The Twins, no runs on 3 hits and an error. And the final game in the American League on the 20th is the Tigers heading down to Washington, D.C. to take on the Senators. And the Tigers win 5 runs on 11 hits and 1 error. Senators 3 runs, 9 hits and an error. Take a look at the standings now after June 20th. Yankees are 5.5 up on the Detroit Tigers. Orioles are 6 games back. Minnesota Twins are 8. Chicago White Sox are 9 games back. Los Angeles Angels are 11.5 games back. Cleveland Indians are 13.5 games back. The Boston Red Sox are 15 games back. Senators are 19.5 games back, and the Kansas City A's are 22 games back. Rocky Colavito still leading the league with a .357 batting average. Jim Gentile's batting average is starting to drop a little bit. He's down to .347, if you call that dropping. Gentile's leading the league along with Roger Maris with 25 home runs. Mick and Moose is behind him with 20. Gentile and Skowron lead the league with 64 RBIs. Mick's got 58. Let's take a look at the pitching here for the American League. Milt Pappas is still leading the league in ERA with a 1.84. Bunnings 1.98. They're only 2 under 2. Jim Bunnings leading the league with 12 wins. Whitey's behind him with 10. Luis has got 15 saves. That's double the amount that Lee's got in second. Gentile's leading the league with MVP voting. Rocky Colavito is behind him. Then Bill Skowron and Norm Cash, and then the Mick. And Bunning right now is leading the league in Cy Young voting. I want to thank Thomas, ID, and Cleveland baseball fan Tim for stopping by. Check out ID's channel. He just did a war game on there yesterday, Command and Colors. And check out Tim over at Cleveland Baseball Fan 879. He's doing the 2007 Cleveland Indians replay, folks. And if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell for reminders. That way you know what's going on. And on your way out of Kansas City, hit that like button and leave a comment. Until next time, y'all have a great afternoon and take care.